Well, my name is Zachary Kersey, and I'm a third-year MDiv candidate at the Divinity School, and I'm also currently the pastor at Community United Methodist Church in Brighton. And my involvement with the Outdoor Church is actually a really interesting story. I came to HDS and I came to the field education panel, and I heard about the Outdoor Church of Cambridge and how it ministered to people in their lived situation, in poverty, on the streets. They were a church without walls, and that sounded like a church that I really wanted to be involved with. So I came back to my house where I'd been living for 2 weeks, and I went up to my roommate, Tom Hathaway, and I said, hey, I heard of this really cool church, and I've been wanting to think of ways that I can use my music ministry, I'm a musician, to really positively impact the lives of people who are living in poverty. And I wonder if maybe, they are in need of a music director. And Tom says, well, I'm actually the executive director of the Outdoor Church. And that's something that we've been wanting to do for a long time. And so I kind of came together in this magical, serendipitous way, and it all worked out so perfectly. And I worked with the Outdoor Church for a couple of years. And there are a couple of quotes that I think have really guided my understanding of what homeless ministry is. The first quote is by Mahatma Gandhi. And he says, whenever you're about to make a decision, think to yourself of the poorest person that you've ever met. And ask yourself, is what I am about to do going to in any way positively impact them? So the idea for Mahatma Gandhi was that at our base level, every decision should be based in our desire to help the poorest of the poor, to help people who are oppressed by our society and who aren't given voice. So that's the first quote. And the second quote is by the founder of my religious affiliation, John Wesley, who said, part of the reason why the rich have so little compassion for the poor is because they so rarely visit them. And that is what the Outdoor Church does every day. We go, we visit people in their homes, and their homes happen to be the streets that we walk past every day. We visit them in their homes, and we are guests in their homes. And like good guests, we bring food. And that's what I think our ministry really is meeting people on the ground where they are. And I think that as a Christian and as a member of the world, I'm called to help meet the basic needs of every person. And the reason why I became involved with Cambridge Advocates for a Common Toilet is because everybody poops. It's something that we learned from the time we're children, but for some reason the city of Cambridge, the city government that we have, doesn't seem to recognize that basic need. They have cited for a reason why they don't provide public toilets several things, one of which is they're concerned with cleanliness and safety. They're concerned with what type of activities are going to occur on the grounds of this toilet. Two, they're afraid that it will encourage people to live in public spaces. So they basically think that having a place to use the restroom will encourage homelessness. And then the other thing that they say is that there are already toilets that are available to people in Harvard Square through the local businesses and churches and the T. So the problem is that there's 8 million tourists that walk through Harvard Square every year with one public toilet that isn't always open and isn't always advertised. 8 million people, one toilet, that doesn't work. And when someone comes into your house to visit with you, someone is a guest in your home, and they ask to use the restroom, you don't send them to the Starbucks down the street. You provide for their basic needs. And as Tom was mentioning, with the possibility of being put on the sex offenders list with using the restroom outdoors, what that essentially does is it makes being homeless illegal in the city of Cambridge. Because by making going to the restroom illegal, you're making being homeless illegal if you don't provide adequate facilities for them to do this basic human function that all of us share. And so Tom and my main involvement with ACT was something that I think is something that all of us have basic knowledge of, is that we have basic understanding of computers and social media. And so Tom and I were able to make a website and make a Facebook group and do an online petition and do basic printed materials and things like this. Like, our involvement hasn't really been that difficult. It was a basic thing that we were able to do. But the basic things are the important things. And even though it's a small contribution, it's a contribution that's really, I think, been able to make a major impact on people's lives. And so I invite all of you to visit the website, cambridgeact.com, to join our Facebook group, which is growing, to sign our online petition, and to look out for ways that you can become more involved, because every one of us can make a difference for people on a very basic level. And a lot of times all it takes is just to kind of raise your voice in a holy clamor and say, we want this, we need this, because the people that we care about need this.